ready to start. He's lining up in P6, just alongside Khali Atkins. He's going to be very conscious of that fact, I feel, and I wouldn't be at all surprised if Khali can get past him, as well as a few others into turn one, starting on the advantageous inside. It is going to be very interesting to see what people can do from the inside and the outside. We'll soon leave the grid, say their final good luck to the drivers, excuse me, as there is the 1 minute board.
We also have for South Africa, Fabienne Lanz and Roshan Goodman. For Ireland, Evan Stapleton. For Great Britain, Khali Atkins behind the fellow Americans Hunter Perry and Ian Quinn. And then for Mexico, Gianluca Werthmann. A lot of drivers with a chance to win, but they're all going to give us their very best in terms of action. So here we go through the grid. 14 laps of this circuit. Tyler McIntyre and Fabienne Lanz from Evan Stapleton and Roshan Goodman. Hunter Perry and Ian Quinn from Khali Atkins and Gianluca Werthmann. Then Dara Adriansens and Jose Antonio Gomez, Calvin Pratt and Ben Leider, Owen Ayrton Spears and Eddie Byrne from Rasheen Sweeney and Josh Back. Then Kirsten Adriansens, Colm Manili, Alistair Tinker, Juris Calvelis, Raivo Dripe, Francisco Acevedo, Patrick Hayden, Rowan Conrady, Conor McPaulin, Richard Kinlock, John Nuttall, Paula Estrada, Miguel Armando Parra, Rory O'Shea, Harry Gladkin, Alex Fleming, Gerardo Rosalia Freccia, Samuel Johnson, Alejandro Payan and Fabio Marangon. As McIntyre, Lanz, Stapleton, Goodman, Perry, Quinn, Atkins, Werthmann, Adriansens, Gomez et al. Go to battle in the T4 senior final of the Tillotson T4 Nations Cup. Let's race! Up to the first corner, it's a great start from Stapleton. Look at Stapleton trying to cut through past everybody up to the inside line. I think the Irishman may have got through to the lead. Evan Stapleton comes through and he's not quite managed to hold off his opponents. That is Fabienne Lanz from second on the grid. Fabienne Lanz has come through to take the lead, and there's problems in the chicane. Several karts going wide and going off, and I'm afraid there's 3 drivers that are not going any further. Fleming, Adriansens and Sweeney by the look of it, and a very, very fed up Alex Fleming. His race is over and he walks away from his kart, so there are problems for Rasheen Sweeney. She's out of the race now as well, and it looks to me as though so too is Kirsten Adriansens, the Belgian. Oh, she's got going again. So Kirsten Adriansens has managed to get moving, but out in front, crucially, it is South Africa that leads the way, and it is the 35-year-old Fabienne Lanz that leads the race.
And that's so disappointing to see Roisin Sweeney there, the reigning Motorsport Ireland T4 champion, being taken out in the first lap, as we see Evan Stapleton being passed there by Roshan Goodman. It's the 2 South Africans out in front now, the 2 teammates as well. Evan Stapleton, part of Stapleton Motorsports, as is Roisin Sweeney. And look at this battle going on for position number 3.
Oh, Atkins has gone for 2 in 1.
Oh, that is absolutely beautiful, Jake. Atkins 2 in 1, like you say, it's like a meal deal up in here. Khali Atkins with a absolutely fantastic start. That looks to me like Miguel Parra potentially, and he seems to be out of the kart. Not sure what has happened to him, but as we go back to the action now, looking at the battle, Khali Atkins immediately up into P2, Fabienne Lanz with a gap of just under a second. The question is, can she hold on to it?
To clarify, that was actually Alistair Tinker, so the British driver is out of the race now as well. So Tinker's gone, Sweeney's gone, Fleming's gone, everybody else still going, but Lanz is your leader from Khali Atkins. Then it is Tyler McIntyre from Quinn, Stapleton, Goodman and Werthmann, and up to the inside line, Stapleton trying to get back on terms with Ian Quinn. What if Ian Quinn could go from the back of the grid in qualifying to the top step of the podium in this final? That would be an amazing charge through from Ian Quinn, but there's big pressure further up as Tyler McIntyre is giving Khali Atkins no end of pressure as they both try and close up on the South African racer Fabienne Lanz. She leads at the moment in front of Atkins and McIntyre, then Quinn, Stapleton and Goodman, but this is going to get very tight for the lead of the race. Fabienne Lanz so dearly wants her first win of the weekend to be in the Nations Cup final of the T4 Seniors, but it's going to be tight as Khali Atkins is going to give her no end of pressure. Onto the back straight they come. South Africa versus Great Britain. Fabienne Lanz leads the way, but she's got so much pressure from Khali Atkins. Atkins is going to work his magic to try and get back through on the inside line. Can he work past Fabienne Lanz? Not on this lap. Maybe going into turn 1, into lap number 4. He's going to get alongside, and surely Khali Atkins is going to commit to the move. He's going to take the lead. So Khali Atkins gets through on Fabienne Lanz and takes the lead of the T4 Senior Final.
Remember what I said about watch out for Khali Atkins. It's only a matter of when he's able to side through the 6 karts in front of him. He's been able to do it within a matter of laps, and Fabian Lanz now falling down into 3rd place, being taken by Tyler McIntyre on the exit of the 3-4 chicane. That is a very, very poor first half of the 3rd lap for Fabian Lanz, the lady racer from South Africa. She said she would just take it as it comes in the final, see how things are going and adjust her strategy to suit. And so far, that has not worked out for her this lap. Ultimately, she is still in P3 and she has plenty of time to overtake Tyler McIntyre. The big question is, Khali Atkins, can anybody catch him? It's not a matter of when he will be caught, it is a matter of if. He is just that quick. Our Tillotson T4 esports champion, qualified to be here today through the esports series, which he won by the tightest of margins overall. And as they come through turn number 1, it is the esports champion who leads the way from Tyler McIntyre and Fabian Lanz, who are both closing up to him now. Look at that. Look at the gap that they have managed to close up. Khali Atkins seemingly starting to lose a bit of pace. Maybe the slipstream is just that powerful, because Khali Atkins closed up a 2nd gap to Fabian Lanz within a lap and a half, but seemingly they have been able to do the same to him. And now it is going to be a question of, do they work together to combat the British Jamaican driver, or will they just go hammer and tong, all or nothing, and see who comes out on top? I have a funny feeling that if they choose the latter, then it is just going to play into the hands of Khali Atkins. But as they come down into the final chicane, it is still Atkins from Tyler McIntyre, from Fabian Lanz, and then Dara Adriansons comes in at P4, battling away with, that is Quinn and Stapleton in P5 and P6, but everyone seemingly just keeping it close, keeping it tidy, coming through the 1st sector. And there might be a few moves in P8, I think that is, position number 8. That looks like Hunter Perry getting involved with Hunter Perry and
I think that's Spears.
Owen Ayrton Spears with the very distinctive Senna helmet. And well, that is a battle that could emerge. There's a gaggle of about 5 cars as we look to the top of the track, and there is no change for positions at the moment, but we'll keep an eye on that battle. As
we've had a retirement. It's Haris Gladkin. Haris Gladkin has come off the road there, unfortunately, in the chicane. So Haris Gladkin, I'm afraid, the Latvian, is going to be out of this race after 5 laps. That's very unfortunate indeed for Haris Gladkin, but that's game over as far as he's concerned. So these 3 continue to hold station. Khali Atkins, Tyler McIntyre and Fabian Lanz. That would be a very cool podium, I have to say, but will it stay in that order? That's the crucial one. Look now, Khali Atkins has bolted. He's just set the fastest 2nd sector of anybody in the race, and he's just started to open up a little bit of daylight between himself and Tyler McIntyre. This is all on Lanz now to try and work with McIntyre to move forward. A little bit of a trip over the curbs there, though, for Khali Atkins. That's going to unsettle the kart somewhat. But Lanz had an even bigger problem through that chicane as well. So the 3 drivers there just trying to work their way forward, but a very tricky situation for our contenders.
And I'm just looking at the timing screens here. Down in position number 23, it may seem insignificant, but Alejandro Payan made up 12 positions from where he started in the 7 laps so far in this race. John Nuttall as well has made up 10. He's currently sitting in position number 17 as the leaders all seem to be spreading themselves out now. A gap of 3/10 between Atkins and McIntyre, and a gap of a further 4/10 to Fabian Lanz in position number 3 as we look at Stapleton battling away with that looks to be Quinn in front in the 3:14. No, it isn't. It's Gianluca Werthmann, excuse me, as we go back to the leaders now. That is going to be a battle that we are going to have to think about emerging as we look into turn 10 there from the commentary box. A couple of moves further down the field, but still looking at, that is Adriansson and Quinn. That is Quinn, who has done a fantastic job so far this weekend.
A great midfield battle going on as well. It's really starting to shapen up between the likes of Pratt, Perry, Spears, Lyder, Goodman, Byrne, Back and Gomez, along with Conor McPollin, Ravi O'Dright and John Nuttall. So they're having some great racing all the way through that pack. But as they come through at the end of lap number 10, there were just 4 laps to go here in Valencia, and here comes the opportunity for Worthman to get through on the inside. Worthman's going to get into 4th position. Quinn's going to get the inside line as well. So Worthman through to 4th, Quinn is through to 5th, Adriansen's down to 6th.
But let me take a look on the timing screens. A margin of 1.9 seconds to Gianluca Worthman in 4th, and that is hopefully something that she is going to be able to maintain as we come in to the final couple of laps of this T4 senior final, watching the 3:14 of the aforementioned Gianluca Worthman battling with Ian Quinn for P4. Now it's going to be very difficult for them to get onto the podium, barring a calamity for one of the top 3, which I don't suspect will happen because the gaps there are just absolutely stupendous between them. It'd be very, very difficult for them to tangle, but nevertheless, pride is on the line for Worthman and Quinn, and they are going to be battling it out until the end, I would imagine.
We've had an off, I'm afraid. It's Gerardo Rosalia Freccia who has managed to recover, but is now right down at the back end of the field, I do believe. So a bit of a problem there for the young man from Puerto Rico. But there is your man up front. Tyler McIntyre, 2nd position in this race. Still trying to get that 2nd gap down to Khali Atkins, but the esports champion, Khali Atkins, came into this race having won a ticket to the T4 Nations Cup by racing on the virtual version of the Tillotson T4 Cup in fantastic fashion on his kart sim software, on his rig at home. He won that title, earned his ticket to come here, and he is leading the final with 2 laps to go. Question, can you go from esports to be a champion in racing? In about 90 seconds or so, Khali Atkins may be about to find out.
Going down into turn 10, he has it all under control as we look at the battle for 4th place, still between Worthman, Quinn and Adriansen's there. Coming down into turn 10 also. And no drama there just yet, but I would put money, if I was a gambling man, on it all kicking off in maybe a lap or two's time when we get into the final few moments of the race.
See, all 3 of these drivers are doing their best to catch up to Fabienne Lanz, and I think she may get a nasty shock on the final lap as these 3 drivers all get very close to her in the final. Oh, a bit of a mistake there from Worthman though. Worthman is absolutely fuming with himself more than anything else as we go into the final lap. So Worthman is now going to lose a little bit of traction there and a little bit of ground. He begs desperately to Quinn and Adriansen, come on, go with me. Let's see if we can catch Fabienne Lanz on the last lap. They're going to have to really work at it because Fabienne Lanz has got about 7/10 of a second on them, and that's a lot to make up in 1 lap. But they are going to do everything they can. Maybe people power is going to be enough to catch up to the South African on the last lap, and the tyres are really starting to fall away for Fabienne Lanz. The 3rd step of the podium could be coming the way of Gianluca Worthman, and he knows it. Fabienne Lanz is right there. Lanz knows that Worthman is going to try, and he'll go for it. He's through. Lanz cuts back through. Past both of them comes Ian Quinn. Ian Quinn cuts through to 3rd position. What a move from the man who started this weekend from the back of the grid, and now he's going to be on the rostrum. Amazing for Ian Quinn, but up in front, the gamer turned Tillotson T4 Superman comes through to victory. Khali Atkins wins for the United Kingdom.
And there's huge drama at the final chicane. There's multiple positions being handed, and
oh my goodness,
Gianluca Worthman who comes through to take the final podium position at the 11th.
A spin after the flag.
Oh no.
A spin after the flag for Gianluca Worthman.
At the 11th hour, Worthman takes the final podium position and then proceeds to spin off.
In 3rd position, representing Belgium, Dara Adriansens. Great to see Dara in 3rd position. A great run for the Belgian talent. He walks to the podium with the Belgian flag aloft, and very deserving indeed in the senior podium. Ladies and gentlemen, Dara Adriansens! In 2nd position for the United States of America, Tyler McIntyre! A great run for Tyler. All through the weekend, he has looked like a serial podium finisher, and now he cements it with P2 in the final of the T4 Nations Cup. Ladies and gentlemen, Tyler McIntyre! Much your winner in the T4 senior category of the Tillotson T4 Nations Cup 2022 for the United Kingdom, Khali Atkins! making his debut in Tillotson T4 from the world of esports, winning that title to get his ticket to the T4 Nations Cup. Now he gets to lift it in T4 Senior. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner in 2022 in Senior, Khali Atkins. Our boys, Dara Adriansens, Tyler McIntyre, and Khali Atkins.